Let me tell you a story. Not about fame, not about money, not even about success. This story is about a little girl who no one believed in, not her family, not her community, not even the people who were supposed to protect her. And yet, she changed the world. Her name is Oprah Winfrey. But before she became Oprah, the billionaire, the media queen, the woman whose name is known in every corner of the world, she was just a poor girl from Mississippi. A girl who had every reason to give up, but never did. A childhood of shadows. Oprah was born in 1954 in a small rural town called Kosciuszko, Mississippi. She was the daughter of a teenage single mother who worked as a housemaid and barely made enough to eat. Her father wasn't in the picture. From the very start, life didn't hand her anything, not comfort, not safety, not love. As a baby, Oprah lived with her grandmother in a tiny shack with no electricity, no running water, and no toys. Sometimes they didn't even have enough food. She wore dresses made from old potato sacks. Yes, actual potato sacks. And when she went to school, the other children laughed at her for it. Have you ever been laughed at for something you couldn't control? Imagine what that does to a child. But Oprah didn't let it destroy her. She learned to read by the age of 3. Her grandmother taught her the Bible, and Oprah would recite verses in church. People were amazed by her voice, her memory, and her expression. But even though she was talented, the world she lived in didn't care. The pain behind the smile. At the age of 6, Oprah moved to Milwaukee to live with her mother, and that's where the real nightmare began. Behind closed doors, she suffered sexual abuse at the hands of family members and people close to the household. It started when she was just 9 years old. For years, she carried this pain in silence. No one knew. No one helped. No one listened. And yet, every day, she would get up and go to school. Every day, she would smile when she needed to. Every day, she kept a secret that could have broken her. Can you imagine being that young, and carrying something that heavy? At 14, she ran away from home. Soon after, she found out she was pregnant. She gave birth to a baby boy who died just weeks after being born. That would have been the end for most people. But for Oprah, it was only the beginning. Finding her voice. After the death of her child, Oprah was sent to live with her father, Vernon Winfrey, in Nashville. Unlike others in her life, Vernon didn't see her as broken or useless. He believed in rules, books, discipline, and he believed in her. He made her read a book every week and write a report on it. He pushed her to speak clearly, dress well, and carry herself with confidence. And slowly, Oprah began to heal. She started winning speech contests. She became an honor student. She found power in her words, and people began to notice. She wasn't just smart, she was magnetic. At 17, she won a beauty pageant and was offered a job as a news anchor. It was the start of a dream she didn't even know she had. Too emotional for TV. But dreams don't always go smoothly. When Oprah began working as a news anchor, she was told she wasn't fit for television. Why? Because she was too emotional. She cried on air. She showed empathy. She cared too much. And in a world where anchors were supposed to be stone-faced and neutral, she didn't fit in. They demoted her. They humiliated her. They told her she would never make it. Have you ever been told you're too sensitive? Too much? Most people try to change who they are after hearing that. Oprah refused. Instead, she leaned into her emotion. She turned it into her greatest strength. The rise of a legend. In 1984, Oprah moved to Chicago to host a low-rated morning talk show. Within months, it became the highest-rated talk show in the city. Why? Because she didn't pretend. She talked to her audience like a friend. She laughed, she cried, she listened. People felt seen. By 1986, the Oprah Winfrey Show launched nationally. It would go on to run for 25 years, win dozens of Emmys, and become one of the most influential shows in television history. But Oprah didn't stop there. She started her own production company, Harpo Productions, which is Oprah spelled backwards. She became a media mogul, an actress, a producer, a philanthropist, and eventually, a billionaire. The first black woman billionaire in American history. Using her pain to heal others. But she never forgot her past. Oprah used her platform to talk about abuse, addiction, racism, heartbreak, healing, all the things most people were afraid to talk about on TV. She created safe spaces. She built schools for girls in Africa. She gave away cars, homes, scholarships. But most importantly, she gave people the courage to tell their truth. She didn't become powerful by being perfect. She became powerful by being real. A question for you. Let me ask you this. Would you keep chasing your dream if no one believed in you, not your family, not your teachers, not even you? Would you keep going if the world laughed at your clothes, silenced your voice, and ignored your pain? Because that's what Oprah did. She didn't let the world define her worth. She didn't wait for permission to rise. She rose because she knew, deep down, that her story mattered. And so does yours. So the next time you're sitting alone, feeling like no one understands you. The next time someone tells you you're too emotional. The next time you feel like giving up. Remember the little girl in the potato sack. The girl who talked to herself because no one else would listen. The girl who turned her pain into power and helped millions find their own voice. That girl is Oprah Winfrey. And her story isn't just inspiring, it's a reminder. You don't have to be born rich to be powerful. You just have to believe that your voice matters.